Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hearthstone. So it's April 3rd and I'm live streaming, and you may be watching this then or later. Turns out we only have gotten... well, shoot. I just looked at the quest and I'm supposed to get 3 games with the Warlock. I was playing with the Shaman the whole time, which I didn't need to play as a Shaman, so I'm an idiot, and that wasted an entire recording session for no reason. So I'm supposed to be playing as the Warlock, not the Shaman, which means I need to play Wild. At the very least, it got me up on Ranked. And we'll just play the Mech deck or the Demon deck, and we'll try to get victories here. So this just makes it worse. It really makes it worse now, because I only honestly have like maybe 30 minutes worth of stuff to talk about, and then we're just gonna have this live stream where I have nothing to talk about. If anybody is watching this whatsoever, please get on chat right now. This is not just a cheap ploy to get people to interact with me in chat. I seriously, put any question, any comment, anything in the chat. Last live stream we had a troll that was just trolling the whole time. At the very least, it gave me something to respond to. Because this is not going to go well at all. I can only break things up so much. I could possibly do 30 minutes of gameplay here and not even look at the news, but that's not really going to make the best of recordings. Here's an interesting question. When you're playing a Warlock, should you draw a card ever? Probably. Being 1 card ahead for 2 health isn't likely to be the biggest thing. So one of the things I've done is I've started watching Game Sutra on Twitter, and I don't know anything about him, and inherently this is the thing you always run into with getting any new news source, is that, well, you know, they may be in the pocket of a company, they may just be an advertiser, they may not have any credibility, they may be liars, they may be factually incorrect, you just don't know. They may just be biased. It seems that the Western video game media is in many ways very biased and very groupthink, and it's really killed any idea, if I ever did, which I really never did, have an idea of being a part of the video game media and as a whole, as a group. It's like I'm now kind of very much against them and saying, you know what, you're the old media, the way you do it, the way you buddy up to the video game companies, the way you give everything 7 out of 10s even when it should be a lot. Like, when you look at most of the video game sites, none of them are giving games 2s or 1s. And if you're going to have a 10-point scale, there should be 1s, there should be 2s, there should be 3s, 4s, and 5s. And everything just starts at a 7. It's like, an average game should get a 5. And instead, an average game is getting 7.5. And it's just ridiculous. Let's see, what do I want? I guess I'll take this one. See, I need to play pretty quickly here. Otherwise he's gonna Wind Fury me to death. But to make a short story long, which is exactly what I just did there, I've been following Game Sutra, and since Game Sutra is this more Japanese website that just happens to be in English,
job's done.
I'm seeing more announcements and trailers and character trailers and extra trailers. They really do pull out all the stops for Japanese games more than you do in the Western world. Like, video games in the Western world will do an announcement, they'll do a trailer, they may do a second trailer, but they don't say, here's Duke Nukem and here's his sidekick, and we'll do a trailer for that character. We'll do a trailer for that. Like, I'm playing Borderlands right now out of some probably insane idea here. But I'm trying to just get Borderlands done. And let's take this. As I'm going through Borderlands, all those characters could have had a character trailer. That's what I'm trying to say. Gosh. Sometimes it's just hard to spit it out and play a game at the same time. And there's some weirdness on Borderlands too, and I'll talk about Borderlands in a second. But yeah, you could have had a trailer character for Lilith and Brock and Brick, or is it Brick? And I think his name's Brick. And Mordecai. Wow, I just killed everything, didn't I? Let's see, this and this.
Job's done.
And the turn. But because I'm watching Game Sutra, which I've seen a lot of Senran Kagura games come out or be talked about, and so apparently that's a pretty popular series, and I should take that as a thing. Here I'm trying to subconsciously actually put down the mouse because I'm not even focusing here, and obviously I'm not even focusing, otherwise I wouldn't have lost. We've got to get really lucky here. Like either Wind Fury or something. So the interesting thing for us in the West, though, is Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash is coming to the West in the summer. And frankly, that didn't particularly look like a game that was guaranteed to come. Now, I'm not sure what consoles, if any consoles it's coming. It may just be coming to the PC in the summer. And different dates for Australia and the EU, but all somewhat similar, close to each other. Basically, Peach Beach Splash is a Splatoon game, except for its anime girls using water guns, and it has that groping mini game that a lot of sexy anime girl games have, where you're gonna poke and grab them in bikinis. I don't think there's actually gonna be any real nudity in it, but there might be. There will almost certainly be some different outfits in it, but ignoring those side things, it very well may be like how Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball was probably a decent volleyball game at one time, if I recall correctly, but it stopped being a big focus of the game. So, you might have an actual competitor to Splatoon, and if it comes to PC, which I'm kind of assuming it will, then you've got a... Well, I don't know what you've got there, actually, if I think about it. The thing about Splatoon that made it a interesting sell as a game was the fact that it was first-person shooting multiplayer with a kid-friendly, cartoony Nintendo feel to it. Shooting squirt guns with ink, or moving ink and paint all around in Splatoon. You kind of lose that when you're talking about anime girls in bikinis. It stops becoming kid-friendly. And so then your only target market really is
I must remain hidden to remain free.
Yeah, I don't know who your market really is. It's not going to be a very big market, though, because it's just going to be anime girl fans, and that's it. Yeah, I'm losing here. This guy's at 32. Yeah, so if you wanted to play a first-person shooter, why not play Borderlands 2? Now, so yeah, I don't know how well that's going to sell. That'll be interesting to see. Are there enough anime girl fans to make... What in the world?
Amazing.
I was apparently just thrown a major bone. They apparently decide to let me win, or they're gonna kill me in some amazing fashion.
For Blackwing!
I assume my opponent here just has to play a certain style of cards. This.
I must remain hidden to remain free.
More souls! Escape! Running the program.
Job's done.
So, Borderlands. Yeah, Borderlands 1, I'm about 3 hours into it. I'm doing hour-long gameplays. It's a weird game to cover. I want to definitely cover it, but I also kind of need to, I need to kind of hurry through it, and that's going to be slightly difficult, and, am I finally done? I think I'm finally done. Borderlands 1 doesn't have that much voice acting compared to Borderlands 2 when you really start to play it at the beginning. A lot of the dialogue is just written in quest, and the game inherently doesn't give a darn about you knowing any of the story or the dialogue of the side quests. So when you run up and hit a quest, all you have to do is just hit A. You'll see something on your marker. It will be blatantly obvious who you either need to kill or what item you need to pick up. You pick up that item, you run back to the person who gives you a quest, you hit A. There's more dialogue there written that is implying you should read it, but there's really no motivation, and they really don't care if you read it or not, so you just turn in the quest, you get some money, you get some, maybe a weapon, you get some XP, you move on to the next thing. So I've already done probably 10 quests in 3 hours, and except for the very main quests, the ones that have people actually talk to you and tell you what you need to do. All the others are just pop-up screens and just read. Borderlands 1 is so focused on you just running and shooting. And so the entire game, possibly 100 hours of gameplay, is just going to be me running and shooting. And very early on, I said out loud to myself, it's like, yeah, this isn't as much about criticism, even though I'm still going to claim fair use, and I am being critical, and I am talking over the whole thing. It's not as much about criticism as it is just about me having fun with it, because that's kind of all I can do there. A lot of it is just centered around running and gunning and running and gunning. And run speed in Borderlands 1 isn't that fast to begin with. And the characters aren't that great. You get introduced to Scooter pretty early in the game, and Dr. Ned before then. Does Dr. Ned even show up in the second game? I don't even know. And I haven't played the pre-sequel, which adds that whole oxygen element to it. So that's something else to consider.
From the void I come.
Let's see, do I want to restore 5 health right now? I don't know if I do. Probably should have played this and then this.
I have an axe to grind.
So yeah, I'm gonna go through it, and in going through it, there's some interesting, like, definitely odd turn of events that will happen with that, because it's gonna be really long like Skyrim, and I really don't have in my channel enough of an argument. Let's just go ahead and kill this guy. Like, after just doing Skyrim, I really shouldn't be doing Borderlands, but if I don't start doing Borderlands now, I'm not even gonna finish the first game before they announce Borderlands 3. That's just what it feels like, and maybe it's not true, but that's definitely how it feels. Let's see, can I play anything else? Nope.
Total corruption, total power. Job's done.
There we go. So yeah, I'm going through that. The weirdness too, and I couldn't get around it. I played all of Broken Sword 4, pretty awful game. Really didn't like a single part of it, so I'm not gonna go into it too much. But yeah, boy, was that bad. And frankly, there's some weirdness with the Broken Sword series in general.
You're in trouble now.
There we go. That's exactly what I was hoping would happen. But I now probably need to do Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I don't know if there's really anything else I should do. If I put it off, I suppose I could maybe put it in the 7 o'clock time slot, and well, not the 7 o'clock time slot, but maybe there's something I could do there. Yeah, I'm desperately trying to find something to do there, because I don't just want it. I don't want my channel to be possibly no kids game at all, which is a possibility. Dirt 4 had to set at the last time slot because I'm not doing anything after Honey Pop. Hearthstone recordings, which people may not watch, and let's just play that again. And then Borderlands and Assassin's Creed, and a point-and-click adventure game, which would be Broken Sword. So yeah, my channel lineup doesn't seem that great. It's like I'm gonna right now, or when this all airs in a couple months. Not right now really, but I'll have a buggy Lego game probably airing. I'll probably have a Broken Sword game that's not that great to watch for point and click. I'll have maybe Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which is worth watching, and then Borderlands, which is sort of worth watching. I don't even know if there's really much to watch there, though. And
Job's done.
it's really a game that you should just play without knowing anything. It's not like the story is a big factor in the game. It's just a first-person shooter. It's a good one. Maybe you should go to 2. I keep having this thought that because there is some bugginess with Borderlands 1, they should maybe in Borderlands 3 try to take the main story and redo it in a newer engine. But I don't know. I mean, how can you even resell that game? It's approaching 10 years. We're still 3 or 4 years before we actually get to
I can ease your pain.
the 10-year anniversary of Borderlands. But unless you just put it in a new engine and make it look better, I don't know how you sell that, really. Like, I don't know how you get... For me personally, this is the 3rd time I've played Borderlands, so you're talking potentially 300 hours into the game. It's just something I have a tendency to go back to, and
Total corruption, total power.
and I don't know if you can convince most players to go back to that game, particularly when we know Borderlands 3 is going to get announced in the next couple of years, so it has to be in the next 2 years, or they are going to hit the 10th anniversary of Borderlands 1, and if that is the case, then they probably... This is Gearbox we're talking about. They probably should just put out a HD update to it. The graphics look decently well on Borderlands 1, but there's some things they could improve upon, and there's actually some... I already ran into a lockup, and I'm like, ugh. And I've already run into a bug, and I'm only 3 hours in. So there's definitely some improvements that they could have done to the game already. But mostly you just need the story. You need to speed up that story a little bit. Although it doesn't really matter. You can probably tell the entire story of Borderlands 1 in 3 sentences. A bunch of vault hunters came to Pandora looking for the vault. They found the vault. Inside the vault was a monster. And that was kind of it. And they defeated the monster there. That's 4 sentences. That's way more than you even really need to know. You could add probably 8 more sentences if you want to put the DLC in the canon, which I'm not sure you really do want to put the DLC in canon, or some of the DLC is in canon, but some of the DLC isn't in canon, if I was really going to just randomly guess. Because I doubt seriously that like, I doubt seriously the zombie DLC in Borderlands 1 is supposed to be in canon. I mean, it could be. It certainly would work. And I seriously doubt that the RPG game, the way it's presented, it easily could be in canon for the second game. And that's DLC I haven't even played. And since nothing really converts over from Borderlands 1 to Borderlands 2, I certainly don't want to play the game twice just so I can, let's see, let's do this, and this, and then this. Yeah, since the second game is a whole nother set of characters, you almost assume that the pre-sequel is a whole nother set of characters too, and the third game is going to be a whole nother set of characters too. Borderlands 3, if it is really going to be Border Worlds and you go to different planets, there is going to be this danger of it trying to be something like Destiny, and Gearbox is going to have to pivot to see that Destiny really didn't succeed as well as they had hoped, and they're about to make Destiny 2. They've announced that. So that 10-year plan of things like that doesn't really need to happen. They should just tell a story, put us in maybe 4 or 5 different planets, do the Star Wars thing, probably, where if Pandora is a completely desert planet, go to a planet that is completely ice, go to a planet that's completely water. That would be kind of hard to do, but they could be swamps and always raining type things. Deal damage to all other characters. Let's do that. So yeah, they could certainly do some things different, but in the end they need to just tell a good story, because Borderlands 2 does kind of tell a decent story, and the Tales from the Borderlands series has got to play into that somehow, because they killed off an important character in that series. So it does kind of need to tell something of the story. There needs to be a main bad guy across these worlds. There needs to be a reason why I would need to or want to find multiple vaults. And there kind of needs to be a slightly different turn of events
I must remain
around the idea of wanting to open the vaults and what's going on there, because opening the other vaults, if there's just monsters behind them, which it seems like there always is, doesn't make the most amount of sense. Even though it does give you things you can use to upgrade your weapons. I think you probably have to tell a tale where all the vaults are opening by themselves, and these people are going to actually be heroes and go shut the vaults and close them to stop the monsters. Otherwise the monsters are going to destroy the entire planet. That would work pretty well, and tell you why you would have to go to different planets if it turns out there's like unique creatures on each planet, all over. That would require Gearbox to make a lot more creatures than they really did, instead of just making variants of the same characters. One of the things I'm seeing in Borderlands 1 is the procedurally generated guns thing was cool, but honestly I'd rather be able to just break them down into money or core components and custom build my own gun. If I could do that instead, that would probably be a better turn of events. Like, I would just rather make a custom gun and get different parts that increase the firing rate and such, and put like a different parts together and mix and match. And that's the only way there are billions and billions of procedural guns works anyways, is there's a large collection of different styles of art for the guns, and a large collection of different numbers you can have on the guns as far as the amount of damage and such. And it stops when you have every single variety. The number of possibilities stop when you have every single variety of gun in every single level, up to level 1 to level 61, which is the maximum level in Borderlands 1. Once you have the expansion, it gives you the maximum, the increase to the maximum of 50 or whatever. So I really don't even want more loot collecting. Borderlands 1 is reminding me on just how much it is about loot collecting. So you've got a game where you run around and you shoot things and you collect loot, and you don't really care about the story, and you don't really have any that much voice acting. There's a little, but not that much, and you really don't care about the story. It's very much Gearbox, this game, and what we know about Gearbox, and they do improve in the second one, and I think the pre-sequel probably doesn't improve that much, but it adds some more things. It also kind of sucks to play single player in Borderlands. That it's not the funnest way to do things. Honestly. I had my firewall accidentally block it, and as soon as Borderlands said that couldn't see the internet, it said that the GameSpy service was not online right now, so you can't play multiplayer. But it does have local multiplayer, so even if the GameSpy service, whatever that is, actually did shut down and you couldn't play Borderlands in the next few years, which is a possibility, Borderlands 1, I don't think you are still having a bad experience playing it in first person player. It would be better though if you played in single player and had 3 AI characters behind you shooting and helping you out. That would help, I think, as an experience. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. Stay tuned if you're live. I'm going to take just a slightly longer break this time to stretch my legs. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.